This is a follow-on video for the excellent work done by Rob, and you can see here the URL for his videos on YouTube, how to fix the lights staying on full time on a Fiat 500. Mine right here with the ugly loam green coloring had this problem. Lights stayed on even when the ignition was turned off. So I went through Rob's videos, pulled out the BCM, and I want to show you how I went a step further, I guess, and actually replaced the two relays which he showed controlling the lights. They are available from Mouser, and I'll put the link here. Relatively inexpensive, only about $4 a piece. So you can see from Rob's work that the boards are interconnected, and one actually can't get to the other side to desolder the components without taking them apart, period. Here is a close-up of what they look like. These are press-through fittings that you actually either tap through or push through, and so there are no solder joints to desolder and take apart. The solution for me was to get a pair of cuticle nippers and go to work figuring that I would resolder them when putting the boards back together. What you're going to see is these little nippers. I'm going to try to compress and just pop each one of these out. See here, I've used a bit of rubber handle, and I've gotten kind of partially taken apart there, and just keep gently prying. And there we go, two pieces apart. It's going to take some serious soldering to put them back together, but at least at this point now I can get to the back side of these two relays and replace them with new ones. This shows the solder traces at the top by the black connector. Unfortunately, the solder either had some coating on it or some other weird thing, and it was almost impossible to melt. I tried several soldering irons and even heated up a nail tip until it was red hot without being able to melt it easily. Eventually I got to the point where, figuring I had nothing to lose, I broke off the previous relays and managed to get enough heat to yank the leads through on the other side. Also used a little bit of a drill bit to push through some of the material, and eventually got clean traces through the PCB to mount the new relays. Now that I have the relays soldered in right there, it's time to solder in the joints that are supposed to have been pushed in before, that I clipped off in order to get the two boards apart and get access to the solder traces. So now we find out whether this day of aggravation will actually be worth it. As you can see here, the fix worked. Thanks so much for Rob Grueling for going through all the difficult troubleshooting and figuring out which relays needed to be replaced. So if anybody wants to give this a try and you have this problem, it can be fixed. It is not much fun and a bit aggravating, but probably saves $1,000 getting the whole unit replaced.